the software or on which level you are currently, so that I can guide you. So tell me, what information do you have about the SCAP simulation?
I just installed this.
Okay, carry on, please.
I installed this software, sir. So I just don't have any knowledge about this, sir. So that's why I wanted to know, sir.
Okay, I got it. So you are a beginner student, uh, and
Yes, sir.
and you are interested in SCAP simulation tool. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for your kind information. Now I can start my guideline to you. First thing, it is very difficult for me to pronounce your name because I think your name is like Indu. Indu.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
You're
I can
correct. Yes,
call
sir.
you Indu. Okay, Indu, first thing you must know about the SCAP simulation tool is that this simulation tool is being used for simulation of, you can say, tin-based perovskite, lead, tin and lead mix. And also you can simulate any silicon-based solar cell as well. And currently my domain is analysis of tin based, lead based, and tin and lead based perovskite solar devices in this simulation tool. So this tool is extremely helpful if you are interested to get the electrical properties like power conversion efficiency, fill factor, short circuit current value, and open voltage source, quantum efficiency, and recombination factor, and carrier mobility or carrier the diffusion length with respect to distance. So first of all, I would like to share my screen with you so that you can understand what kind of a first interface the SCAP simulation tool must have. So I am going to share my screen. Okay, I think you,
Okay.
okay, I think you can watch my screen clearly right now. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. I can see that.
Okay, I'm currently using this SCAP version 3.309. That is the latest version as compared to previous one. I will strongly recommend you to install this version, and you can get easily the setup link from my first or second video. I have already uploaded the setup and the link over there, Google Meeting, Google Drive link over there. So any person can just click over that and get easily the latest version of this SCAP simulation tool. Okay. Into first thing you must remember about that, whenever you open the SCAP simulation tool, it will appear like this first window, like this. And this is the main first interfacing of SCAP simulation tool. And I'm going to start from first most important thing, that is the temperature. You should remember about that the temperature range for any perovskite that you are being simulated on this simulation tool will start simulation from 300 Kelvin by default. And remember that as long as you will increase this temperature from 350 to 400 and other Kelvin temperature range, your results will be degraded. Further on, when you will study the literature, you can easily check what high temperature can impact over the performance. First thing, you need to set temperature. I strongly recommend you keep your temperature 300, but if you are more interested the impact of the temperature over the performance, you can vary the temperature from 300, 350, 400, and etc. And second, over here, my screen, you can see the effect of series and shunt resistance. Remember that each perovskite device, not only perovskite device, but also tandem cell as well, must have series and shunt resistance. So if you are going to follow any particular paper, that must have series resistance. If that doesn't have series resistance, you can add series resistance by clicking button over here like this. Yes, you can change the value like 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm, 4 ohm, and you can do analysis what higher resistance, series or shunt resistance can impact over the performance efficiency or performance parameter. So these are two things: first, temperature setting value, series resistance, and the shunt resistance. Now next important thing, when you are going to do the simulation, you need to mark this button, illumination from dark to light. As you are a student, you know that all the experiments and their testing for simulation for lab experimental results related to solar cells being conducted on sunlight. And this is the standard testing condition for solar cell, not only for solar cell, but also for perovskite and tandem cell as well, 1.5G sun. So remember that whenever you are going to start the simulation, you need to do what you need to mark this dark button to light, because all the experimental or all the simulation results being conducted on the daylight, so that we can check their stability and other parameters. Okay. Third thing, fourth thing, now you should remember that is over here. You are completely independent using any kind of perovskite like tin base, lead base, and tin and lead base, and you should set this VOC, open voltage value. Let I am saying that you are using the tin base perovskite so that you must know about the highest tin base perovskite VOC value that has been achieved in lab is about 0.8 volt. So you can set little bit higher value, like I can set over here 1.5. What actually means that, and you need to mark this button enabled. Whenever your simulation being completed, your setup will automatically provide you VOC value, and that will not continue its progress beyond after its VOC value. If you will not just mark this button, it will continue from 0, 1, 2 and so on till 1.5. But if you will mark this button, stop after VOC, whenever your results will being computed, it will automatically stop on VOC value like 0.8, 0.9, and it can be higher than 1 if you are using tin-based perovskite. Okay. Second thing important, now I am going to inform you what kind of analysis you can perform in SCAP simulation tool. First of most important thing, Indu, you should remember that most important first graph you can compute from your model, from your perovskite device, is basically current and voltage characteristic curve. This curve is basically between VOC and short circuit current value. First most important. Second one is what? It is the graph between capacitance and forward voltage. What is the impact of relationship with capacitance and forward bias voltage? Either forward bias voltage will increase the capacitance or not. Third one is basically capacitance with the frequency. And fourth one is extremely important, that are more related to lab work, but also theoretical work and also with simulation work, that is quantum efficiency or inverted power conversion efficiency value. That is extremely important to remember. Each model must have first analysis, second analysis, but first analysis and fourth analysis, but third and fourth analysis will be optional. It will purely depend upon a researcher, a student, either he is interested in computation of relationship of capacitance with forward voltage, with capacitance with frequency. Okay, this is the main interfacing page. You won't need to do anything whenever you are going to start your simulation from the beginning. Okay, you have done this. Now next step, you need to click button over here, set problem. Okay, can you watch my screen, Indu?
Yes, sir, I can see that, sir.
Okay, I'm currently now on the page of interfacing layers and the layers that can put over here in SCAP simulation tool. Can you watch?
Sir, no, sir. This is my screen is in the action panel, sir.
Okay, just wait a minute. I am going to share once again. Now you can see that?
Yes, sir. I can see that now, sir.
Okay, now this is the second step. Whenever you are going to simulate any model, remember that I'm going to inform you two important things. Two kind of structures that can be simulated in SCAP simulation tool. First one is planar architecture. Second one is inverted architecture. Both architecture will definitely depend upon your work and the side of your research you are being going to conduct that. Okay, and over here you can add up to 5 to 7 layers depending upon your design, depending upon the choice of your model. Okay, I'm going to set roughly values and roughly parameters over there. Over here you can see that here is written is add layer. I'm going to click over it and I can write over here HTL. You should remember that what is basically typical structure of any perovskite device that is being simulated in SCAP. Normally it consists of whole transport material layer, perovskite, and ETL. These three layers are extremely important, and other optional layers will be front and back metal contacts. You can add front and back metal contacts in order to complete your perovskite device for the simulation work. But your HTL, whole transport material layer, your perovskite and your ETL must be included in each analysis whenever you are going to do in SCAPs. Okay, now I am on first layer, that is basically the HTL layer. You can set different values over here. Like you can see is over here thickness value, like over you can see is the band gap value, electron affinity, dielectric permittivity, CBVB, effective density value, hole thermal velocity, and electron mobility, hole mobility, etc. And over here is the defect density value. Now I'm not telling you the exact values because it's a beginning and you are in first stage of learning. I will strongly recommend you need to read at least one paper, research paper related to SCAP simulation for any perovskite solar device, so that you can put values and start your simulation. And then next step will be to conduct better results, and then you can change your model with your own parameter, that will be your own research. So first layer I'm going to show over here are basically some properties like that. And then you need to add defect density. You should remember that defect density of layer and defect density of the interfacing layer, there are two things. You can add them as well, like by clicking over here. Okay, I am going to like set 1.1 multiplied by 15. You can change your value depending upon your model, 16, 17, 18, etc. Okay, like I have installed first my layer. Now I am going to add perovskite layer over writing perovskite. It can be any, it can be lid base, it can be tin base, it can be lid and tin mixed bed. I hope you know a little bit about the perovskite. That is basically ABX structure. A is any organic inorganic material, and B is basically the tin or lid metal, and X can be any halogen atom. This is a basically ABX model, like having three different structure. You can add different halogen atom like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, etc., iodine, vagera, etc. So you can set thickness over here, band gap, and all the values. You can get all the values from literature study, and by two different equations. That is basically the main important part of this SCAP simulation tool is basically equation of continuity and Poisson equation. This tool work on two equation of continuity and the Poisson equation. So you can just put your parametric values over here and you can conclude your results, and then you can optimize your results to the lab work, so that you can relate your simulated or lab result, etc. And similarly you can add defect density like previous my value over here. Okay, add. And next layer, you can add next layer over here, that is basically the ETL layer. ETL can be any material like TiO2. I would like to inform you that normally for HTL spiro optimate layer is being used typically, and for ETL material TiO2 titanium dioxide layer is basically used, and results have proven that by use of TiO2 layer and spiro optimate materials results has been improved, and power conversion efficiency and other parameter as well. So this is the third layer that you can add by changing different parametric values. So it is once again important for you that you should know about how you can get these values. Definitely you can get these values by reading different research articles related to SCAP simulation tool for tin base, lid and tin lid mixed base. So and then I am going to add another defect density. You will do this all to all layers. Okay, now I just tried to put three different layers over here, and next step is you can do what you need to add interfacing layers. What are interfacing layer? You can see over here that interfacing layer is basically ETL and perovskite and to HTL, and then you can add as well. You can see over here the first interfacing layer is between ETL and perovskite. You can put values and defect density, total defect density. You can also vary your defect density value depending upon your model and your work. Okay, and second interfacing layer is between what? Perovskite and HTL, whole transport layer. Okay, Over here, I just roughly inform you about the structure. Okay, once you have done, you have put it your all the layers in this environment, in this simulation tool, then you can start your simulation. Like I am just using over here roughly the 3 layers. I just inform you that you can add a buffer between perovskite and ETL as well for better performance. You can add back metal contact AUAG. You can add FTO glass as a front. And next important thing, from where you want to put your incident beam, photon beam, from bottom of the model or top of the model, that depends upon your choice, what kind of architecture you are following, either inverted or planar. You can change illumination from left to right and right to left. Definitely it will vary your performance, but it totally depends upon your choice what you are going to do. You are getting illumination from right to left or left to right, inverted or non-inverted or planar architecture. So it was the basic things that can be computed. Okay, but now next step you need to click over button okay. Okay, and okay, and then you can see button over here that is says that calculate a single shot. When you have already installed all the layers and you have set the parameter, defect density, interfacing layers, then you need to do what? You need to click the button like calculate single shot. Okay, and then it will start the simulation. I think you can watch this whole screen. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. I can see that.
Okay, okay. Now you can click over here and get different curves like current and voltage characteristic curve, like capacitance voltage curve, capacitance frequency and quantum efficiency. Like I am going to click over here IV curve. You can see my graphs like VOC, short circuit current value, fill factor and eta. Because I am not using any particular value, I am not using any ETL and HTL material and perovskite. That's why my results are not accurate, because I'm just trying to show you how this simulation tool work and how you can set parameter and how you can add layers to your simulation model. So you can get and save your graph over here. You can save all the graph, you can save first graph and similar particular graph, etc. You can check energy band like that. You can check CV curve, you can check quantum efficiency like capacitance and frequency, AC bands, other parameters like that. So with the passage of time, I would also try to provide you an other interesting video tutorial so that I can practically put my layers and actual parameters, and then I can show you the results about my simulation. Now, if you have any question, Indu, I would like to request you can ask now.
Sir, for calculating for that branch in that action panel, sir, there is a option called branch, sir.
Okay, yes.
By using that, um, can we measure for different voltages, sir, or for the fixed voltages? Only the fixed voltages can be calculated, sir.
No, and that is interesting thing. When you are going to simulate any perovskite, remember that your parametric values will change your voltage value, short circuit current value, fill factor, and power conversion efficiency. With the passage of time, because you are in beginning stage, I don't want to make you complex right now. When you will change any parameter like band gap, like defect density, like temperature, like electron affinity value, whenever you change your value, your VOC value, short circuit current value will vary. And then you need to carefully optimize your parameters so that your VOC, short circuit current value, fill factor, and power conversion efficiency value can relate with lab work. So it is not right. It will always provide you a constant value like VOC 0.8. No, never. It will provide you 0.76. It will provide you 0.9 and 1 volt as well. It will purely depend on either your model is less defective, either your model is more defective. Definitely, if your model will have more defects, the VOC value, if I'm saying about the tin base, the VOC value will decrease from 0.8 to lower values, like power conversion efficiency also decrease, fill factor. With the passage of time, you will learn that what parameters can either affect VOC, what parameter either can affect short circuit current value, and fill factor and power conversion efficiency. Like I'm saying that if my structure is more defective, definitely my VOC will be degraded. It will not remain constant. As long as I will change my vary my values, my VOC will change. As long as I will increase my shunt and series resistance, my fill factor will not remain constant, it will degrade. And as long as the thickness of the perovskite will increase more and more and more, my power conversion efficiency will will be decreased. So any parameter will never remain constant as you are going to change your parametric values, because in future you will perform analysis like VI curve analysis, like CF analysis, like power conversion, quantum efficiency, like other parameters. So the parameter will decide, either one parameter will remain constant and other will change. Like I'm saying, if your defects will be higher, VOC will be degraded, power conversion will be degraded, but short circuit current value will remain unchanged. But at this stage, I would like to inform a little bit about this. So now your next question, please. I would appreciate if you ask next question, please.
Sir, can we use this software to simulate silicon cells?
Yeah, definitely. That's a very right question. Actually, this tool was initially built for silicon-based solar cells. Like you know that thin film technology, silicon-based, germanium-based, you can, and more interesting thing, when you will check its library, there are some built-in silicon-based solar cell devices that is almost installed in its library, and you can simulate and run, and then you can change this value. It's very good thing. It has when you will install this software, there will be a folder with name of def. You can check that folder. You can get a simple silicon based solar cell demo simulation, germanium based, and hybrid as well. So by default, you can easily check any silicon based solar structure over here. But this tool is not only for silicon based, for also perovskite, but also with tantalum. So if you will try to check this SCAP, I think I have studied more than 50 plus papers, and people are working on this simulation tool because its results are very better and accurate. And if you have installed this tool, you can go back to your installed folder and you can click def folder. There will be some built-in silicon based or germanium based solar cell over there. You can just double click over there and the structure will be displayed over here, and you can do same parametric analysis. You can compute same results like VI, like power conversion, quantum efficiency as well. But you know what, people are moving from thin film technology to perovskite, because thin film technology and silicon based solar cell has been abandoned right now, because it is a time for perovskite solar cells that has more user friendly, environment friendly, and efficient, and will be a very better progressive area in future. And you know what, it is one of the most emerging field in whole world that people are working on perovskite solar cells on lead or tin, because lead and tin, I'm not saying lead based, because lead has definitely environmental pollution and hazards, and people are trying to switch their approach from lead to tin or lead or tin mix base. So next question, please, if you have.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I can understand, sir.
Okay. Next question. So I'm going to ask, what particular direction you want to do your research, so that I can check. You are going to do simulation or work in perovskite, or you are just limited to silicon solar cell base?
No, sir. I'm going to do perovskite, sir. I just joined PhD, sir. So this is my first attempt to learn about this software, sir.
You are a PhD student?
Yes, sir. Just 1 month, sir.
Oh, that's a good thing for me. Actually, I'm also a
Thank you,
PhD
sir.
student, and
Oh,
I'm working with North China Electric Power University in Beijing. And I am sorry about to inform my introduction to you, because I just started because I was feeling that your time is running out. But I am from Pakistan, and I have joined this research domain almost 8 months ago due to COVID. Definitely, you people are also suffering from COVID, basically the India.
yes, sir.
And I and me and other, in fact, all the international students, we were not able to go back to China, because they have closed their borders for international students. So therefore, first semester I was reading the papers, and I was trying to provide the presentation for lab work. But my professor said that uh, actually we don't know when we will call back the international students back to campus and university. So you should start your simulation. And I have started this simulation tool almost 3 months ago, and I have done almost 50 to 60 more papers, and I will try to compute the results. And my results were not only computed but also improved. And then now I am in the stage that I can make my own model related to any perovskite like tin made or others, and I can get my conclusion results. And if you have seen some simulation tutorial, I have already uploaded 7 to 8. So I'm PhD renewable energy student, and I'm Chinese government scholar. But unfortunately, due to COVID, I was not able to go back to China. So it's a very happy player for me to have you as a PhD colleague student. I hope I can learn a lot of things from you. But one thing, remember that please never think that if you have any question, I will try my level best to inform you, to guide you, because when I have started this tool, uh, I got a lot of difficulties, because nobody was over there to support me. I contacted many people, not only India but also other countries. But unfortunately, there were a few people that were working on this simulation tool, and there were less tutorials on YouTube. So I thought I must help the students that are currently in this domain. And once again, I would appreciate, mostly Indians are extremely supportive in my viewers, in my subscriber. Almost 60% student and researchers are from India, and they have already ever supported me. In last weekend, I have already helped a female student that is basically in master student, was doing the same work like you, and he was extremely thankful to me. And he amazed that someone is from Pakistan is doing like that. So I would always help you, and I will always try to inform you as much as I can. So never think, whatever you have question, either little or difficult or complex, you can ask from me. And I hope I will try my level best to inform you. So it's a first tutorial. And in future, if you and other colleagues of your lab or students can get more information, we will definitely have another important session for this simulation tool. And I will try my level best.
Definitely, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. This is really helpful, and I didn't expect this kind of response from you, sir. I thought you were a YouTuber and you won't reply at all. But I was not correct, and this is really, really helpful, sir. I didn't expect this,
Okay,
sir. Thank you.
okay. In the first thing, I really appreciate your comments, because I'm also student like you, and I got troubles while I was in starting in PhD, and while I was starting this tool. I don't want any student suffer. I believe that if I can do anything for you or any student for any part of the world, it will be honor for me. And whenever you check my videos and comment session, whatever I am doing, how much busy I am, I always appreciate people like you. I always appreciate people like you. In evening, I was talking with one of another international student. He was asking that people are working in Pakistan on this. I said no. I don't know why in Pakistan people are not willing to do research and they are not willing to do work in like higher progressive domain. But I am extremely amazed that I have seen 99% Indian researchers, they have a very good response to me, and they always appreciate. Like I know Piyush and other people and other some students. I can't recall their names, but they always supported me via some comments and via emails. I got lot of emails from lot of professor, assistant professor, associate professor from India, and I am trying to share my work with them. I think sharing with your knowledge with others will increase your knowledge, not decrease your knowledge. This is my approach. Either it can be true or it can be false.
Definitely, sir. It is really helpful, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you have any question, you can ask, and I would try to ask you, reply back you.
No, sir, I'm clear now, sir. If I have any doubts, I'll contact you, sir.
Okay.
If that is okay.
Okay, okay. You have my email ID right now. You have my channel, and you can comment. You can watch. I can understand. Uh, People can't understand Urdu or Hindi, so that's why you can see that I started uploading my video tutorials in English language, because I came across that I people in my country are not willing to watch my work. People are not willing to support me, and that was a little bit discouragement for me. But you know what, when I got response from Indians, that will encourage me to work. And there was a time when I thought that I would not upload any research material, but later on, some people from India, Australia, and China, they said, no, please continue. This encouraged me. And this is the thing, I am doing this work and free of cost. I would never ever try to charge anything by providing knowledge to like you people. So I am once again extremely thankful to you for listening me. And I don't know either I was able to provide you anything or not, but I tried my level best, and I will further in future uh, will try my level best to guide you and inform you in the best of your interest.
Thank you so much, sir. It is definitely a service, sir, because you are learning things and you are planning to teach others. This is a service, sir. Don't ever discourage yourself. You are going to go heights with your
Uh,
knowledge.
Thank you so much. I once again appreciate people like you. Definitely, because you have your own professional approach. I believe that you, like me and others, professional people can support each other without the incrimination of caste, creed, and country. I don't think so. I'm just assuming I'm talking with one of my friends that is sitting in front of me. I don't believe that people are still thinking that that is India and that is Pakistan. I never try to think about that. Whenever Indians will try to contact me, I abruptly try to reply them, and I try my level best to provide my knowledge to them, and I will keep on continuing. And because I think people need to know and people need to learn, and I will definitely get some encouragement from you and other people. So next thing, uh, you can tell me when you people will be free, so that we can have a joint session with the other people's other classmate of your college or your university, so that we can set, and then I can start some real-time simulation with all of you.
Yes, we are okay with any time, sir. Weekend, sir. Shall we prefer weekend?
Okay, I would try to uh, ask your availability and other availability of your other colleagues, and we can have some session on the weekend, because I'm also a lecturer in university, and I do have lectures in daytime and other things as well. So that's why I try to invite you right now, because from Monday I will start my hectic routine as well, and it is very difficult. And I think uh, if I'm talking with you first time, I should provide you my best. Not I must deal you like other people do. So that's why I ask you to come, please join, and to get some information. So you got something from today's meeting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I get to know things, the basic things. So thank you for that, sir.
Okay, okay. One thing you need
Because
to do, Indu, what you need to do, you try to open this simulation software, and you can check your def folder. There will be silicon-based solar cell built in over there. You can check and you can double click and you can start simulation. Definitely same curves like over there. And then what you need to do, you can start reading some papers. I can also send you papers, that's not a big deal. I have a vast range of research paper for this simulation tool. And don't try to uh, make yourself tense if you are getting some errors in the beginning. You try to simulate, you try to work hard, and definitely I believe that you will learn the things better than me, inshallah.
thank you, sir. Sure, sir. I'll learn things.
Okay, so you can share my link with other students if you can, if you think it is shareable. I'm not saying that you must share. You can, if you think it
Yes, sir.
can be helpful.
I'll definitely share, sir. This will be really helpful to those who are hunger in learning, sir.
Okay, okay, that's a positive thing. And once again, thank you for your valuable time. And whenever you have problem, you can mail me, you can comment me. I think you can mail me. It will be more convenient, because sometimes